everyone, so I have Mr. Timon here with me today. I hope that you guys aren't tired of seeing him. He is just so precious. I don't want to put him down. So I'm going to be making another video with him here today. And I'll be changing him into this cute little rubber ducky fleece outfit. It's going to be gigantic on him because he's kind of a small newborn. I think this is a 0 to 3 month size. But it's going to snow here, so I wanted it to be something kind of warm and fluffy for him. And I thought this one would be perfect. So anyway, I wanted this to be kind of just like a fun, cute video because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like things just get stressful around the holidays, especially as it gets closer to Christmas. And I think I'm just kind of feeling that from everyone. A lot of people have been sick or just really busy. So it's kind of a break to take away from any serious topics and just kind of have a little bit of fun. And I wanted to kind of get to know all of my subscribers a little bit better too, because I recently hit, I think, 4,000 subscribers, which is awesome. And I want to kind of get to know all of you guys a little bit better. So I don't know if you guys remember, it was a huge thing in like the early days of Instagram, and I think it kind of made a little bit of a comeback, but it was the like the this or that type of posts. And I tried to find like an old one that I had posted on Instagram, maybe in like 2012, 2013, and I couldn't find it, so I must have deleted it. But there was like a ton of Reborn ones too, and I thought they were just a lot of fun. And so I thought I'd kind of give it a little bit of comeback on my channel. And if you guys aren't familiar with it, like the this or that game is kind of just like picking between like two things, kind of going into all of those. I picked out 6. If you guys like have any other ones that you want to add, or if you want to make your own video, I would love to hear all of that. So the first one, do you prefer boy reborns or girl reborns? And as you guys know from the very beginning, I've had primarily girl reborns. I've had very few boys in comparison to girls in my collection. And I think it's just because I've always been very girly, and so I've just enjoyed the reborn girl clothes a lot more. Until kind of recently. I didn't have a boy for a little while, maybe like a couple of months, and I really missed having a little boy, and so I'm kind of getting into the clothing a little bit more and all of that, and I think it's kind of just fun to have something different. But I would say for the most part I typically go for girls, and I just love reborns with really like girlish dolly faces in a way, just like very serene and gentle looking faces, which I think a lot of times, in like my opinion, just look kind of girly. I mean, that makes no sense, but I think you guys can kind of get what I'm saying. And so it's typically the type of dolls that I go for. And then the next one is whether you prefer open-eyed babies or closed-eyed. I think that one's also an obvious one if you guys have been with me for a little while. All of my babies have closed eyes. I have not had an open-eyed baby in, I can't even remember how long. Trying to think of who my last open-eyed baby was. I think it honestly was Helena, which was the Livia sculpt by Olga Ayor, I want to say. But yeah, that was like years ago. So I just love closed-eyed babies because they look so much more relaxed, in my opinion, and a little bit more realistic, because the open-eyed babies obviously don't blink. And so I think that I just bond a little bit better with dolls that have closed eyes. So just my thing, but I definitely appreciate the artwork of like the German glass eyes. Gorgeous. Like I love seeing photos of people's open-eyed babies. Just not always what I bond with the best. So I wouldn't be against getting another open-eyed baby, but it has to be a baby that I just like love, cannot go without. So anyway, the next one is having a bigger collection or a smaller collection. And I guess this one's also kind of, you know, based on your opinion. Like what some people think of as a big collection might not be a big collection to someone else. However, I would say that I usually keep my collection pretty small. My collection is usually about like 2 to 4 babies. For a couple different reasons. I mean, one of it's definitely budget. I think if I just had like endless amounts of money to spend on dolls, I probably would have a few more. But one of it is just I like having quality over quantity for sure, because that's what I can afford. And then the other part is I don't have a ton of time to spend with my dolls, and so I like having a smaller collection 'cause it's easier to manage, and I get to actually spend time with all of the dolls that I do have at the moment. And this is definitely gigantic on him, but it is kind of cute. I might get him some little socks or booties or something to keep his toes warm, but I think these will work. But yeah, anyway, back to the point is I've never had a collection over 4 dolls because I just get overwhelmed. The next one that has been kind of a debate more in recent times, I would say, is the silicone versus vinyl dolls. Now this one's kind of a hard one for me to choose when it comes to like this or that, because I've definitely had more vinyl dolls, but I love silicone dolls for like a completely different reason. Like I love like the texture of silicone. I love like how soft they look. I love the feel. I love how they like kind of warm up to your body a little bit better than vinyl. But I think that, with my budget, I'm able to get much more realistic vinyl dolls, and so I feel like that's why I typically more go for the vinyl. Yet again, if I just had like endless amounts of money to spend on dolls, I'd probably have more silicones. But yeah, with my current predicament, vinyls are definitely more prominent in my collection. And then the next one that I have for you guys is, do you prefer big babies or small babies? Currently, I love the little babies. I recently had my adorable little preemie girl, which I unfortunately did have to sell. But I just love teeny tiny little babies. I think they're so cute. I did kind of go through a phase where I was like really enjoying my like 3-month size babies. But I've definitely gone back to having all newborns, and I think it's just because I love this size. Like, it's small enough to where it's like, oh, it's so cute, but it's like a size where you can at least find clothing for the dolls. Preemies are a little bit harder for that, so I definitely go towards these smaller babies. And I've definitely noticed that, like, as far as kits go, newborn is definitely the most popular size kit. Like, I kind of was trying to stay away from just having all newborns, and it's hard to do because I would say like 75% of the kits out there are like a newborn size. So for all of you guys who like, like 3 to 6 month or like toddlers, it definitely requires more searching. So, but I'd love to hear, what your guys' preferences are. And if you guys have bigger babies, like in the like 3 to 9 month range, let me know what kits you like, because I'm honestly just curious. I mean, I haven't found any that I've truly fallen in love with and been like, yeah, I can't say no to this kit. So I am just curious. But yeah, the very last one, do you prefer painted hair or rooted hair? And Mr. Timon is pretty cool because he has the combination of both. He kind of has the best of both worlds here. So he has the painted on the sides and then the rooted on the top, which is pretty darn cool. And even like more than that, he has the human hair on top, and then I think a little bit of mohair kind of on the fine baby hairs in front. So that is awesome. I have always preferred rooted hair just because I'm a textural person. and I love feeling the doll's hair. I know that sounds like kind of weird and creepy, but I think both of them can look equally as realistic, but there's just nothing quite like a beautifully rooted hair doll to me. I used to like completely stay away from painted hair, and now you know, I'm totally happy to get painted hair dolls as long as they're painted well. And I definitely am picky, but his hair is absolutely phenomenal, and so it doesn't take away from the experience at all to me. And he also has the rooted on top for me to touch, but yeah, painted hair like this, you just can't say no to. It's gorgeous. So, and I think it can also be kind of like a budget thing, because depending on the artist, a lot of the times the rooted hair is a little bit more on the pricey side. So that's part of it too. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll kind of write down all the this or that's at the bottom, so that you guys can kind of tell me what your interests are. And yeah, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day and a happy holiday time. If there are any other particular videos that you guys want me to do or any questions, go ahead and put that in the comments as well. All right, see you in the next one.